All right, chapter 2 is about functions and their graphs. Now 2.1 is just going to be about functions. I'm going to go through just part 1 here. I'm going to keep it real basic today. All right, so first of all, a relationship is a function if for each domain there is exactly one range. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to create a mapping. All right, and I don't want you guys to repeat your values when you make this mapping. All right, so what does that mean? What's a mapping look like? Well, it's just a list of your values, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to have our domain here on the left, and we're going to have our ranges here on the right. And remember the x values of these points here, that's our domain. So our x values, now be careful when we write these, we're not going to repeat the x values. So I've got a 5 for an x value. I've got a 3. I have a 6 and a 7, and they don't repeat anyway. All right, now let's do the range also. So I've got a 6, those are your y values, all right? So the range would be a 6, a 2, an 8, and a 4. And what we're going to do is we're going to map our domain over to our range. So I have the point 5, 6. In other words, 5 goes to 6. My next point is 3, 2, so my 3 goes to 2. I got a 6, 8, so my 6 goes to the 8, and the last point, 7, 4, my 7 goes to the 4. So the question is whether this relationship is a function or not. The answer is yes, all right? So yes, this is a function, and we're going to also give a reason. And you're going to say because each domain, notice, that the 5 maps only over to one range. Okay, so each domain has exactly one range. All right, so this is going to be your answer to the question whether this is a function or not. All right, I want you to answer it thoroughly. I want you to do your work just like this. No shortcuts. All right, I know there's different ways of saying it that are shortcuts that maybe previous teachers have allowed you to say it. You're not going to say it that way anymore. You're going to say it this way. This is a function because each domain has exactly one range. All right, let's move on to number 2.